Hello guys, and welcome to a very special video, or a series I should say, on the Drift HQ channel. So I'm joined with my friend Andrew Engelman.
How's it going, guys?
He drives professionally in Europe at the Nürburgring, does grip racing, and is getting a little bit bored of it. So time for some drifting?
Some drift.
He's got this car behind us that is an E36 race car. I don't really know anything about it, so give us a quick 30-second rundown, motor, grip.
This was my first real race car that I bought. I bought it already as a race car. You know, I did karting and I was taking like street cars to the track, and that gets very expensive very quickly. So I bought this car in 2015. It was mostly done. Fenders, everything were already on it. I did a little bit more cutting to get a wider front tire on it. Got 295 squares on it. The car ripped.
295s and
yeah,
E36.
295 square.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, the car is insane. It grips more than, I mean, most like a GT3 street car. This thing makes it feel like nothing around corners. So, but like I said, pretty much how you see it is how I got it. Not many changes. It actually cost more to maintain than it did to actually buy. So I bet you I have 3 times more into maintaining this race car than I do into the price I actually paid for it. So racing ain't cheap.
Now the whole logic behind this series is like, you can go and you can buy used drift cars and stuff online, and a lot of times they're kind of, you never know what you're gonna get. There's actually a lot of cars like this that you can find on Racing Junk. They're ex-race cars. They might be E36s. They might be Honda. Well, probably not a Honda if you're going drifting. You can buy ex-race cars that are rear-wheel drive, caged, have good cooling, and good mods that can translate into drifting. So the concept is to turn this car into a drift car. He didn't want to get rid of it. This car's sitting, it's not getting used. He wanted to build another car, so why don't we just make this thing drift? In this video today, I guess we'll go over the car a little bit. We'll get a baseline. We'll go and drive it on the slicks. Maybe we'll throw some other tires on it, see how it drifts in its current status. And then we'll start the fun with all the mods. So what's the rundown on the power setup in this?
Right now, it makes 270 wheel. We went down a little bit on the timing just because it is a power to weight class. So yeah, it's sitting at like 270 wheel. The car weighs 2970 with me in it. I think it's an 11:1 power to weight ratio. I think uncorked, if you gave it everything, race gas, it'd probably make a little over 300 wheel. It's basically an M54 Frankenstein motor, so it is not the factory S52. Metric Mechanic built the original motor, and yeah, it's been a good solid motor. Lasts about 100 hours. 300 hours, you gotta re-ring it, put new pistons in it.
So it's a gnarly race motor.
Yeah, it is not cheap to maintain. Like Motul 300V race or oil, every 3 times I take it out to the track, you have to take care of it. These things get beat up.
Is this a 4-inch filter in here?
I do not know.
Because looking at this filter, I think we're gonna change it. I've got some filters. We'll throw a fresh one on there before we go drive it probably. Yeah. It's bad.
Whatever you want to do, dude.
All right, we'll do that for peace of mind. I don't want to suck metal through a fancy race motor. Say, it sounds gnarly. Like
it sounds really good.
When you hear this car, like it sounds like a gnarly race car.
You got to do that. You might notice, yeah, the number is 666. I'm not a Satan worshiper. I just always thought this car was evil and it was trying to kill me. And VIN number ends in 666. So I thought it'd be fitting to put 666 on it. It gets in people's heads sometimes, which is a big part of racing. So I just stuck with it. And yeah, here we are with 666.
So we'll see if we can lock down the compound. And I really want to feel what this thing feels like on slicks. So we'll go rip it around, and then we can throw it on some other tires and see how she drifts.
Yeah,
sound good? Sound like a plan?
Sounds fun. Get them warm. I'm gonna go over a little skid pad really quick.
Okay. Got a drifter over here. Yo, this thing's hooked up. Yo, this thing moves.
Oh, it's quick.
That feels crazy. I did
Ready?
Yep, I did a few side laps. See how he does. This is terrifying, not in my own car. Oh my goodness. God, the bite! Holy shit! My man's crazy! ever done at the compound.
Really?
Dude, first lap out, if we ever had a lap time, you would have just shattered it with this thing.
Really?
Jesus fucking Christ.
I can't get the fronts to grip.
Yo, I should have not said that you were a professional driver before this, because people would have seen this footage and they would have been like, what the fuck? That dude is ridiculous.
Can I do one more, a little slower on the entry there? Hey, it won't hook.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You want to go, dude?
I would love to give this thing a rip.
Here, it's getting pretty hot, so let's hurry up and switch. Make it like a little pit stop.
We're doing 2 more laps.
Warm up the tires here, get a little feel for how it slides.
Dude, that's fucking rad.
I'm glad you had fun, dude.
Dude, you shred.
Thanks.
Like, see, I know like you can shred, but seeing someone shred the compound this hard, like, fucking rad.
It's hard to do with grip. Like, I just couldn't get enough heat in the front tires.
Yeah.
It just won't. If this thing turns, like, oh my gosh, because you'd be able to dance it through here. Like, you could like give it a little lift and get like a rotation here, rotation back, and like sail it through.
I'm gonna do a slow pace in the beginning.
Just have fun, bro.
All right.
See how touchy it is?
Yeah.
And the brakes, get down.
This is so cool.
We definitely need a bigger radiator in this thing for drifting because it doesn't move as much.
Yeah. Went like a third as fast as you. What the fuck?
Dude, it's hard to get it. It's hard to get it to move.
Dude, you're crazy. So the hardest thing I had here,
you know, like
is
I was
like
literally driving all weekend, you know.
The hardest thing I had is there's a few corners we almost needed to go past cross-armed.
Yeah.
Did you shuffle?
Yeah, I'm like doing hand over hand, like through the back section. Like I'm crossing hand over hand, like I think through 2 corners. I might be wrong. When we see the video, we'll see. But
dude, you humbled the out of me.
Dude, I do it a lot, man.
This is so cool.
Dude, how fun is it?
Dude, in the passenger seat, this thing feels fucking ridiculous.
Oh, I know.
Is there no power steering, or is it maybe just getting hot?
It has power steering.
Maybe we lost it?
I don't think so.
Just might have needed revs. Hey, are we good to go, Joel?
Yep, I'm across the lake in front of my house.
All right, coming now.
Be a little more patient through here. Yeah, there you go.
fucking rad.
Isn't it gnarly?
Screw building this into a drift car, dude. Let me buy it. Holy shit, thank you, dude. That was so cool. Woo.
Gosh, it's how fun having the compound.
Dude, that was
I'd be out here every day. Like, oh my gosh.
That was probably one of the craziest ride-alongs I've ever been in.
Really?
I don't know.
Honestly, for your first time driving, you fucking ripped, dude.
Thanks, dude. I don't think I've ever driven passenger at the compound in anyone's car.
You're good.
Damn, that was sick, dude. Thank you.
Dude, yeah, thank you.
I'm excited to see that footage. Narrow.
So it really felt that much better than the 86?
Of course.
Damn, so I watched the 86 video, I'm like, your boy's wheeling it, and that thing's gonna look gnarly.
So, I mean, I was driving the 86 at what I would like to think is like 80% of its capabilities, but like having a proper race car here, that
Dude,
shit
I
was
want
sick.
more seat time in it, because it was like, the whole time I was like, fuck that up. I wish I could have gone faster.
I think it's too fast, though. I think.
Oh, because the consequence, if you hit something out here,
Yeah.
it's gonna be such a big crash that it's not even,
You could be
gonna
like
hurt.
the last guest to drive the CRX, because I don't want you to set the bar too high. Dude, that
Dude,
was,
I cannot wait.
You know, I feel like, we were just talking about initial D in the car, and you know, they're like, yeah, pro drivers, they have the mindset, they just show up and they're perfect first lap out. Like, dude, that's what I felt like. I was first lap out, you had your 2 sight laps, went out, drove that shit like what felt like to me 10 tenths. And then when I got in the car and drove it, like I noticed how much different and how much slower I was in the corner just because how much more on the pipe you were. We were talking about the car, I totally forgot that you had your own compound.
I did. Growing up, my family had greenhouses. So we were basically doing it on pretty much something like that, but there's like greenhouses everywhere. So like if you effed up, like you would go through a glass wall and you would like go into a bunch of plants. I'm not even joking. I used to go out there probably 10 years ago was the last time we really went out there. We sold the property, unfortunately. Yeah, super similar to this. My dad used to let me just go out there and like I practiced in street cars. Like I've never really driven a drift car out there. My buddy Fellow used to come out there with his own drift car, and Fellow let me rip that thing around. But my first car I actually drifted out there was an E92 M3. So I would just go out there and I would actually bring my E92 out to OSW drift events back in the day. Like that's where I learned how to do it. Yeah, I'm excited to drive a real drift car.
You're wheeling, dude.
Dude, I'm just gonna ask the current owner, but like, yo, like let me just go out to the greenhouses one last time and just rip it and like get a video out there. That'd be sick.
Next up, we'll throw some just like shitty all seasons on it and
just go.
I mean, honestly though, like we kind of felt what it feels like as a drift car, and it works.
Oh,
great.
it was sliding around because it just couldn't get temp. So
yeah.
It was. I think it might have similar grip with the street tires on it, just because we can't get those heated up enough. So.
Honestly, we could probably just drift it with its current setup and it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Maybe we just do that.
If you want to.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't rub on anything. That was my biggest concern, is I didn't want the front end to rub on it.
Yeah,
and
then
we know
the front tire pressure. I'll soften up the
I would
front
think you want it to push more for drifting.
Really?
Well, yeah.
This is where I'm all new. So I'm so used to just like that initial like weight transfer, like just coming off the brake into the corner and getting it to rotate.
And warming it up in like the burnout box beforehand. How the front end pushed felt exactly how it's supposed to feel.
Really?
Yeah, because when you're on throttle, you want to be able to like kind of put the weight on the rear of the car
and get the car to accelerate
and not have so much on the front that if you go and you throw too much angle, the front can still scrub.
Okay.
So if you have too much grip in the front, it'll just spin you out all the time. So that's why like the E36, I've got a 235 in the front and a 315 in the rear.
Okay.
If you try to road race that car, you could literally understeer the entire time and just go straight.
Yeah, let's try it.
Yeah.
Screw it, why not? We're not doing it on that one, right? That was like...
No, we'll do a smaller layout and see how it works.
Okay, good. I was about to say, that's going to be sketch. Like,
well, the cool thing is if we have those tires on it too, we'll be able to slow down and stop
that's exactly.
if we need to.
Yeah, exactly.
So
perfect. All right, let's do it.
Cool. So
you might need the street tires.
First gear works good, but second gear, you're gonna need to drive it so committed.
Yeah, I know.
Woo! It's gonna be a challenge. I think I can get it to work, but it's gonna take a lot of commitment.
You're gonna need a big angle on that one to get it there.
I don't want to be too aggressive on the clutch, but I think we can make it work.
Okay, we'll put a new one in. Just fucking send it, dude.
Woo, this is a challenge. We'll get her done. I've never tried drifting a car on slicks. This is sick. I can feel when you come out of the power band, the power steering starts to, what do you call it? I'm doing a cool down. The power steering starts to get heavy, so you gotta keep the RPM up.
Yeah.
Just be mindful. That area is the danger zone.
It looks scary.
So like feel no need.
I'm a little nervous.
Well, I was gonna say, dude, you have no need to
I have nothing to prove here. Dude, I'm honestly a little nervous. So
I'm just saying the car's gonna want to spin there because you have so much front grip.
Wait, where?
Right there by the tree. Yeah.
So just stay committed to the throttle, keep the ass.
I was dancing on the brake because I didn't want to stay on the throttle and loop it around. It's hard. Okay. That's where you need the angle.
I'm just gonna get a feeling for it, dude. If I don't feel comfortable, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I got nothing to prove, you know what I mean?
If you don't feel comfortable, just do it in like sections, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no need to try to link it all. Gangster, bro.
Tried.
It's really hard to control the flick here.
Yeah, the flick is the hardest part for me. Yeah, that's definitely the hardest part.
Try to give a little bit of throttle through there because you're lifting right on the transition.
And it's getting the weight in the
ass. If you throttle through, it'll keep the weight over the rear and you can slow down the transition. And there you just got to really slow down the transition. You can't, if you clutch kick it too hard, you got to throw less angle. But you see how the throttle helped through there?
Yeah.
That was sick. You're shredding, dude. This isn't easy.
No, it's not, dude. I'm kind of doing, I'm using all my tools, man.
Hey, it took me longer than you to link that shit. Oh! Bro, that was sick. Dude, you drive this thing like a fucking gangster.
You want? Is it the tire kaput?
Yeah.
I figured it was. I was like, I'm just gonna fucking ride it out.
Only part of the tire, do you have any of this?
My dude, that was so much fun.
Yeah, thank you, dude.
Oh, thank you.
Bro, thank you.
Thank you.
This was a fucking sick day.
Yeah, dude, that was fun. That was so much fun.
So this was the introduction of this series. I guess the next video you will see Chris and Cricket probably get this thing up in the lift, go through what's good on the car that can be kept, what needs updating, what needs upgrading from cooling, angle, handbrake, grip setup, diff, whatever. They'll go through it, they'll give you guys a rundown. I know we covered the car a little bit, but they'll dive in more detail. You guys can see the process of the car getting built, and then you can go try to do the same thing with it set up for drifting. That'd be a cool comparison.
I know, so close.
But like, same car, just set up for drifting, and then photo or like video of you doing the same exact thing. I feel like it'd be rad.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Thank you for trusting us with this.
Dude, thanks for
it's a cool project.
riding passenger with me at the compound.
The whole deal behind this was like, yeah, we're super busy, but if you let me rip it around the compound, we'll make time for it. So thank you, dude. I appreciate it, and
thank you.
I hope you guys liked the video.